And that's a perfect segue to our next topic, and that is Ben Johnson's patience. One thing I've noticed, I've had the pleasure of covering this man for the last 9 months so far. And I particularly like Ben Johnson. I'm not going to do the the coach honeymoon thing. But I like Ben Johnson a lot. The reason I like Ben Johnson a lot for a couple reasons. One, we know how great of a play caller he is, and he actually call plays, unlike Matthew Nagy. And by the way, I have no problem with Matt Nagy's first. He's a cool dude. So just want to get that out there. I'm gonna do my Steve name. Matt, friend of the program, Nagy. But see, it's my brother, but I gotta tell the truth. So he actually called plays, but Ben is no nonsense. Ben is a great play caller. Ben is, to me, he's kind of a player's coach, but he's also a enforcer at the same time. So players like him, and he's not a bullshitter. He's not a bullshitter with the media. We had to play FBI with the last 3 head coaches, and I'm including Thomas Brown in that, because they didn't tell us anything. Ben is very transparent, and that I appreciate. Not just Ben. Ben's coaching staff. Declan Doyle will go up there, and I believe he's going to be a future head coach. He talks like one already. He told us the other day, like, yeah, DJ ran around the wrong route. I know people are going around saying that da. Yeah, Caleb, maybe should this, that, and the third, but DJ ran the wrong route. Was very transparent. Well, I like it. Ben has a very short fuse. Very short fuse. I've seen it in practice, seen it during camp, and I've even seen it with the media. Don't know if you guys saw today's media session. He kind of lost it, but he was a little irritated. When certain media members were asking questions about the last game, he was like, I know he wanted to say Jesus Christ, but he was like, can we move on to the next game? And shout out our guy, Herb Howard, and shout out to Herb for his new Herb Howard show. Go check that out. Shout out to the Bigs. He asked them, the thought about 0-2, and he cut Herb off. He was like, look, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. We're going to Detroit, and we're going to win a football game. So my question is his patience level. Now, I'm with you, Bang. I'm not saying that Tyson Bagent is going to start anytime this year. I personally feel that, barring injury, now if Caleb gets hurt, that's why you have backup quarterbacks. They come in and hold down the fort while your starting quarterback's hurt. Barring injury, I just don't see it. And the reason I see that is I don't care how impatient Ben is. He had his pick of the litter. Ain't like, he was a good offensive coordinator. No, he was the golden child for 12 months. Everybody and their mama wanted to hire Ben Johnson. In fact, he turned down the job after the 2023 season just so he could come back and he wanted the Bears. He wanted to have an opportunity to get that. And I even think now we're having revisionist history about Caleb draft status anyway. And he picked the Bears over other teams. And he was brought in here to fix Caleb and the problems that he has. So I can't see him, we 8-9 games through the season. He's like, all right, I've had enough. I'm benching Caleb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't see that. Also, Ryan Poles. Extension or not, his job is tied to Caleb Williams and how he does well. If Caleb Williams is bad, he's not drafting another quarterback. Because we always talk about, the Ben Johnson didn't draft him. Guess what? Kevin Warren didn't hire him. So if there's one thing y'all got to know. Ted Talk runs that building. George McCaskey just signs the checks. And that's always something there. But as a Bears fan, as a Bears media, I don't want to go through that shit. I want him to get it right. And I like Tyson. I think everybody likes Tyson. That's what kind of annoys me about this conversation, because I feel like I gotta say bad things about Tyson when he's a great dude. Tyson's super cool, and he for as far as backup quarterbacks go, he's a good backup quarterback. It's just he can't do the things that you need to be a starting quarterback. He can't even make some of the throws that Caleb made on Monday. And once you make that decision, there's no turning back. So I personally can't see that. But the question is kind of what you just said, Bang. What if Caleb's head isn't in it? What if he is a front runner? What if the moment is too big and he starts to lose the locker room? That to me is a more of a realistic issue, more than, it's just he's not playing well and we got to go to Tyson Bagent. Dante, what's your thoughts on Ben Johnson's patience and just overall week to week how he's going to be managed in this way?
It would have to be an absolute dumpster fire for him. I'm trying to stop cursing. An absolute dumpster fire for him to just completely take Caleb out of the game. I don't think that's going to happen anytime in the season. unless he just shows you he is not grasping the offense and cannot, give you what you need. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to take the ups and the downs as a part of the process and a part of his evaluation process of Caleb. Because as you said, like, he took this job because of Caleb. Like, we could talk about everything else in his story, the history and all of that. He took this job because of Caleb, because he believes he had a talent that he could mold into a really good quarterback in this league. So he has to give him the time to try to at least attempt to do these things before you sit here and just say, nah, we're going to get bro up out of here. So I think as far as Ben's patience goes, he's gonna be pretty patient, a lot more patient than we expect. So that may lead to fans being upset, but at the same time, like we say every year, Chicago Bear fans are some of the fans that we really don't have a leg to stand on in this. So like being impatient and fussing and all of that, yeah, it's gonna happen, but you don't have to listen to it, because what do you have to stand on? What is the history here? Like, we don't have a quarterback in our history that's been elite for a long time. Jay was cool, but even when we look at Jay, a lot of the times my dislike for him is really pointed toward the front office, because they didn't give him what he needed on the offensive line. The year we had a good offense, Jay was incredible. He got hurt like a couple years. He would break his thumb or do something silly, and that
I
would
think
mess
he
it
had
up.
a new offensive coordinator every year. Like, he had to have had it.
Yep.
But then he got some chemistry with Gase. Then Gase went to go be a head coach, I think it was.
Yep,
and
he went to Miami. Gase went to Miami after that.
He went to Miami. He got, we talk about Caleb sacks this year. This man, Jay Cutler, got sacked 72 times in the season, with like 8 of them coming in that Giants game where I thought he literally died. So like, as much as Jay did Jay Cutler shit, it's bad situations. But it feels like Groundhog Day when we're talking about the Bears. They're always putting people in bad situations. That's just what.
Yeah. So yeah, like I say, patience wise, he's not gonna yank that kid unless he does something absolutely egregious, or if the attitude just turns up and it's like, all right, you're not listening. Now we gotta give you a wake up call. But I don't think that's gonna happen. I do think Caleb, like they said in the chat earlier, stop with the Superman's talk. Don't even say it. Don't even mention it. No,
please stop.
I need you to be Clark Kent before you can be Superman, bro. Like put the glasses on and report to the Daily Bugle and do your job. No, I don't want to sit here and talk about Superman and you can't complete a 5-yard in. Like, what are we doing here? So I just think it's just everybody, Caleb included, just take a step back and just do the work, bro. We don't need to do the talking. Oh, I was 70%, 4,000. No, I need to look like a competent offense, not you just scrambling and getting rid of the ball.
I was sitting in my barber's chair, no pun intended, yesterday, to get my haircut, and I was sitting there listening to my barber and a couple of the old heads playing. Now, this is a real barbershop. Niggas playing Teddy Pendergrass. It's like at 4:00 in the afternoon. Like, niggas it's peak unction going on in this barbershop right now. And they asked me who I thought was gonna win the Thursday night game. And I was like, shit, I hope the Commanders. And he was, oh yeah, the Commanders my team, man. Fuck the Bears. Da, da, da. And the whole Bears thing just went off. And my barber called him some I can't say on this show, but it was typical their era conversation when it comes to Caleb Williams. But whole time I'm listening to this conversation, I was like, damn, Bang really be knowing. He said if this season starts off slow, that this city is not going to have the patience. And you combine what I heard in the barbershop, what I've heard on the radio, TV, Twitter. We're in full DEFCON 1 after week 1, and they lose Sunday.
But see,
Babe, what's your thoughts?
Here's why. The reason why that is the case, because the Chicago Bears have never been in a situation where they had a number 1 pick. They've never been in that situation. So when you get the number 1 pick in the draft, especially a quarterback that every pundit said was generational, what do you expect? And it does not help that Jaden Daniels did what he did. Now, I know we probably have a conversation about this a little bit later today about how Buddy been mid in the first 2 games.
We will be having a conversation about the check down merchant shit we've seen these first 2 days.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're looking at last year. And in looking at last year, you saw what you saw last year. And you saw that man look stellar and take them to the NFC Championship game. And also, when you add to the fact that out of all of the quarterbacks that Caleb played in his draft class, he's not beat. Now, you want to add all of the extracurricular stuff, nail painting and all of that stuff, because that's what's going to happen in the barbershop, go right ahead. But for all of the confidence that this kid has, we ain't seeing it. And the crazy thing about Chicago, and the reason why I think we're having these Bajent conversations more than anything, we're used to people that get it out the mud. We're not used to the people that get it with a silver platter. Even when Michael Jordan got drafted, folks was like, yo, he can't shoot a jump shot. He too small to be doing all that dunking in the league. He got it out the mud. Derrick Rose got it out the mud. Even if you want to look at hockey, reason why people like Patrick Kane got it out the mud, so to speak, right? That's what we like. That's what we know. And Tyson Bagent got it out the mud. So that's why you hear that. So Caleb also has to come in and know and understanding that we don't give a shit about that elitist talk. Not only that, we don't give a damn about that Superman. We don't want you to be Superman. We just want you to win. Your ass could be Robin, Batman, Superman, Clayface, Dr. Doom, Thanos, Iron Man, Mole Man.
All them dudes.
All them niggas. You could be any one of them. We don't give a shit if you not winning. You can't be Superman and getting your ass kicked consistently. And that's how we looking at you. And I see Bobby's thought. I don't want to say that that's fake. I don't want to say that Caleb, that's fake. I think Caleb believes his press clippings. It's just ain't matching. And that's why I think it's mental. That's why I'm scared of the mental. Because you know you the shit. You think you the shit. You've been the shit everywhere you went. But now you get to the league. You said you want to be the number one pick. And now you huff? He don't believe that. He truly believe that. So, but we don't care about that Superman shit. No. Nigga, you could be a random ass janitor at the Daily Bugle, fam. Just win. All right? Just hoop, fam.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good point because I don't believe it's fake bravado either. I'm with you. I do believe he believes it, but it's one of those things where it's like, because when he gets on the field, I feel like he watches his highlights and he'd be like, "Damn, I should have hit that." You know what I'm saying? Or, damn, I know better than that. I hit this against Notre Dame in this game, and like I feel like he obsesses about his mistakes, which can be a bad thing. Where I feel like you run out of play sports at a high level, obviously, or any level. Let's be very clear about that. But I kind of feel like mistakes, the people who obsess over them are bound to make them again. And we gotta be real. A couple of passes he completed on Monday weren't the best. You know what I'm saying? Like there was one that Cole Kmet caught was terrible, but Cole Kmet caught it. And so I feel like when he's out there, it feels a little bit robotic because he's trying so hard. And I feel like Ben said it's all about completion, stacking completions. I feel like he took that to heart and didn't want to take any big shots. When he did take the big shots, he overthrew. So if it is the confidence thing, that's bad because that gets me back to thinking about Mitch and turning them damn TVs off. So that's what scares me a little bit with that one. And so it's kind of like there's just so many questions, and I feel like Bears fans, we all want answers right now, and we're not going to get that right now. This is going to be an up and down process. If he goes into Detroit, has a good game, they win, and let's just say he has a great next 3 games, right, against Dallas, against Vegas, and you go to the bye, you come back, and you get smacked up by the Commanders. He'll be definitely one again. It's going to take a full season. It really is, and I do feel that the fan base would feel better if he does start winning some of these one-on-one matchups with quarterbacks who are in his class. And I do think that's something that has been affecting a little bit. So that's me. That's something to look at going forward. And this is all part of Ben Johnson's job to try to work with this. This is a full thing going on. And it's Bears fans ain't gonna have patience for it though. I say if you are, and I know that DJ mentioned before week 1 about the booing and shit like that. And I get players don't like it. I 100% get it. These tickets be like $400, bro. the concessions are even more expensive. You know, jerseys are expensive. The whole NFL experience is expensive. So if you go to these NFL games and you see a shit product, they're gonna boo. It's just they don't care who you are, and they're not in the wrong for that. If you're a Bears player or Bears coach, and I think it's just now hitting Ben Johnson too, you're not Detroit or Miami. It's a different deal here when it comes to this football team. And the pressure is going to be on him as well. Admitting your faults is great, but you got to go out there and change it. And not, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And then it's going to be like an avalanche. That's my biggest fear, that we have the avalanche, because we're still in the avalanche from last year after the Jacksonville game. It hasn't really stopped, to be honest. It hasn't. We won one game in a year. So that's my thought. Any final thoughts? We move on to like picks and preview. Okay.
I'm all good. I'm all good.
Catch I'm Not Gonna Hold You, hosted by Scott Lewis, every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, only on HNB Media and the Barbershop Network.